Very good morning, students. In this video, I am going to tell you how to identify a tissue under the light microscope, because there is a lot of difference between what you are seeing under the microscope and what you have learned in your theory class when your teacher has drawn the diagram on the blackboard. This will not resemble to what you are seeing under the light microscope when after the lecture you will go into the practical class. Okay, so this is the difficulty faced by most of the students when they are uh, new. Okay, that means for the newly admitted students, they are highly confused. I will say that as my experience says that they are highly confused in the initial introductory classes of the histology, because what they were taught in the lecture they were not able to see in the microscope. Okay, so this is the problem and because of that they are confused. Okay, तो मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि जब आपका एडमिशन नया नया होता है और हिस्टोलॉजी की क्लासेस शुरू होती हैं तो आप को बहुत डिफ़िकल्टी का फेस कर सकते हैं. ओके, सभी स्टूडेंट नहीं करेंगे बट मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट, बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट इस डिफ़िकल्टी को फेस करेंगे कि उन्हें जो माइक्रोस्कोप में देखते हैं वो समझ में नहीं आता है जैसा कि उन्हें क्लास में पढ़ाया गया है. पर ऐसा क्यों होता है? वाई दिस इन कन्फ्यूजन इज देयर? ओके, वाई दे आर सो मच I mean to say confused, okay, after seeing it in the light microscope. This is because the appearance of histological section which you see under the microscope will be different than what is taught in theory lectures by your teachers. It will be entirely, you will try to find out that thing what your teacher has drawn on the blackboard and you will not be able to find it. You will not be able to find that kind of the structure in under the microscope. Now, what is the difference which you will be seeing? What your teacher has taught on the blackboard and what you are seeing under the microscope, what is the difference? Okay, क्या difference है जो कि तुम्हें अपने टीचर के पढ़ाए हुए से अलग दिखेगा? If we come to this slide and then I will give some example that, okay, what is the difference which you will see. For example, this is an epithelium, okay, epithelium which is said to be the squamous epithelium. Just see at my pointer the red dot which is moving. This shows that this is epithelial lining where nucleus are there and the cells are flat. The same epithelium which is seen beautifully here and you can understand with the diagram drawn by your teacher will look like this. As these arrowheads are showing, they are pointing towards the nuclei of this squamous epithelium. Okay, so at least 3 arrowheads I have drawn here which are pointing. Similarly, see this nuclei, they are of which are shown under the arrowheads. Okay, they are that of the squamous epithelium. See the difference. See here, what you saw was very much understandable, but what you are seeing is also the same epithelium, but then it will create a lot of confusion. Try to understand here. This is a simple squamous, this is a simple cuboidal epithelium. Okay, and you can see here in 3 dimension also, and you can also see with the hand drawn diagram that this lining is made up of the simple epithelium, squamous, not squamous, simple cuboidal epithelium. But the same simple cuboidal epithelium, if you will see under the microscope, you will see that this will look like this, okay, which is quite different than that. Okay, you can see here in a high power the same simple squamous epithelium will look like this, and that is quite different than what you have seen where my pointer is moving by a hand drawn diagram and then actually what you are seeing under the microscope. So is this simple cuboidal epithelium here in this region also. I will give some more example. What is the difference between what the hand drawn diagram is there and what will be seen and actually under the light microscope from a slide. Let us go to this very quickly. If we go to this and Then we see this is a columnar epithelium is here. Okay, this is a columnar epithelium in 3 dimension. This is columnar diagram. I mean say epithelium shown here. Okay, this is also the columnar diagram. I mean say epithelium is seen here. But when you will see it under the microscope, this will look like this. Okay, but this is quite different what you have seen here as a hand drawn diagram. This is also the columnar epithelium on both the side of the villi of the intestine. Similarly, when you will see not a simple but the stratified epithelium, which is where the cells are arranged in multiple layers. Here it is very easy to understand that there are many cells which are arranged one upon the other and their shape is changing. Here the shape, as we go to the surface, they become flat cells and flat nuclei. But if you see the same epithelium under the microscope, it is quite different, and it will be for many of you it will be difficult to understand, okay, what is this, okay, because it is not matching to what your teacher has shown, okay, or drawn on the blackboard there in the lecture. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now see here in this slide also, what you will see is that there is again the stratified epithelium, where the cuboidal epithelium is arranged in two layers, as you can see in this diagram. Just try to see the pointer where I am moving. This is double layer cuboidal, so it is a stratified cuboidal. But when you will try to see the same stratified cuboidal epithelium in the, I mean to say, in this slide under the microscope, this will appear like this. There is a lot of difference between these two. Okay, similarly when you are seeing it here, okay, in the columnar epithelium here, and this is pseudo-stratified columnar, and when you will see the drawing with that of the real picture under the microscope, it is quite different level. Okay, it is quite different. Now I am passing, and why this change is seen here. Okay, we will try to find out the reason. हम इसका कारण मालूम करेंगे कि ये हैंड ड्रॉन डायग्राम जो कि ब्लैक बोर्ड पे आपके टीचर ने बनाया है और आप जो माइक्रोस्कोप के अंदर देख रहे हैं उसमें इतना difference क्यों है. Let us see here. Now this is the, I mean to say, diagram on one side where I have written it as theoretical. These are theoretical, that means these are the diagrams which are drawn onto that of the blackboard by your teacher, and then these are the drawings, I mean say these are the drawing which I have drawn for that purpose, which will be seen under the microscope. Here you can see the clear-cut boundary of the cell, clear-cut nuclei, but here you are seeing only the nuclei, okay, and they are floating in the mass of the cytoplasm. There is no clear-cut boundary of the cell. Similarly, for the very well-defined boundary of the cell, the nucleus, here you are seeing again in the mass of the cytoplasm, the nuclei, they are floating here in these. Okay, similarly well defined columnar cell, and this what you will see under the microscope, without any boundary less cells are here. Similarly in the stratified epithelium also you can see there will be this kind of the picture will be seen here. See this in the transitional as well as in the stratified squamous, there is no boundary of the cell is seen. Why this difference? This is the difference which you will see. That means there is no boundary of the cell is seen under the microscope, and then it will, this is the main cause of the confusion of the students. Okay, student become confused because of this region. Okay, then this, if you see that, what I have written here is why the theoretical and realistic views of epithelium, they are different. See here, in this it is theoretical diagram, and this is the real diagram which you will see, I mean it's a real picture which you will see under the microscope. And why this difference is there when you see a slide under the microscope? As the thickness of the cell membrane, the reason is that the thickness of the cell membrane is only 10 nanometers. It is 10. When I was teaching you the introductory lectures, probably first or second video on the introductory lecture in histology, I had told you what is a nanometer is that it cannot be seen with the light microscope. Light microscope cannot see the thickness of the cell membrane because in nanometer it has to be only seen with the electron microscope. So your light microscope, that's why, is not able to see the cell membrane, hence you are not able to see the cell boundary, okay, cell boundary. The same thing is true for the nucleus. Nuclear membrane is not seen, but the nucleus is seen. Thus the nucleus will be seen as present in the boundaryless cytoplasmic mass. What is the cytoplasmic mass? It is the cell boundary, okay, it is the cell which has a stand with the eosine color, okay, and in this cell boundaryless cytoplasmic mass, the nucleus is present. So you will have to imagine the cell boundary. That means when you are seeing the slide under the microscope, no cell boundary will be seen because cell membrane is not seen in the light microscope. So all the time you will have to imagine the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane because they are so thin, not seen, only seen in the electron microscope. देन क्वेश्चन कम्स, ओके, अब क्वेश्चन ये आता है कि अगर आपको सेल मेम्ब्रेन की सेल बाउंड्री नहीं दिख रही है, न्यूक्लियर बाउंड्री नहीं दिख रही है, then how you will identify the shape and size of a cell, because nucleus is floating in the mass of the cytoplasm. But then how you will make out the shape and size, how you will say that it is cuboidal cell, how you can say that it is columnar cell or the squamous cell. Now the shape and size of the nucleus is best guide to imagine the shape and size of a cell. This is very important sentence. You remember that. The shape and size of the nucleus is the best guide. Okay. That means you have to concentrate not onto the cell membrane, not onto the boundaries of the cell. Just focus and concentrate onto the shape and the size of the nucleus which is floating in the mass of the cytoplasm. And that will give you an indirect clue about the shape and the size of the cell. Okay, why it will give you, okay, because as I said that a cell, the size of the cell and its shape depends on the size and shape of the nucleus. So you can predict the shape and size of the cell from the shape and size of the nucleus, which is very well seen as a floating structure inside the cytoplasmic mass. Though the boundary of the cytoplasmic boundary of the cell are not seen here. Say for example, if you are seeing a flat nucleus, then you imagine a cell boundary of a squamous cell which is a flat cell, okay. If you are seeing a round nucleus, then you imagine the cell boundary of a cuboidal cell whose height and width are equal and in the center of which is a nucleus. You imagine your imagination, then only you will be able to identify it as a cuboidal cell. Similarly, you imagine if a nucleus is seen as a columnar where its height is more than its width, then you imagine the cell as an elongated cell which is said to be columnar cell. That means with the help of the nucleus you can identify whether it is a squamous epithelium, whether it is a cuboidal cell of the cuboidal epithelium, whether it is a columnar cell of the columnar epithelium. I am passing to the next slide. Here you see this, I have just drawn those, again the same diagram of the theoretical and the imaginary scene is here, and you have to imagine that, okay, and remember this hint, okay, which will help you to identify. Remember that the shape and size of the cell is dependent on the shape and size of the nucleus. For example, this nuclei are the flat nuclei here, okay, which is in a theoretical diagram. So this flat nucleus will be seen, and then you have to imagine yourself the boundary of the cell, that is cell membrane. You have to imagine the cell membrane. Similarly, here the nucleus is rounded, so you have to imagine that it must be cuboidal cell, okay, and imagine its boundary in your mind, okay. Just by seeing only the rounded nucleus, you can say that it is the part of the cuboidal epithelium. Similarly, when this nuclei are elongated, see here, okay, where is my pointer, then you think that this must be the columnar epithelium. This must be just, and in case of the stratified squamous epithelium, okay, or is transitional epithelium, where the epithelium is in multiple layer, you will see the many nuclei. They are just arranged one upon the other, and its cell boundary or cell membrane you have to imagine. And then depending on the shape of this nuclei, you can say that whether it is stratified squamous or stratified cuboidal, or it is stratified say transitional epithelium. Thus the base guide for you to judge, okay, is the shape and size of the nucleus, to identify at least the epithelium and many other cell. I will keep on telling you with the further lectures on the YouTube, okay. And this another important point you should remember, that even the basement membrane is not seen properly in the light microscope on which these cells are attached. So these are the hints for the student which are the beginners or newly admitted, how you will have to imagine the cell membrane, nuclear membrane, the basement membrane, which is not seen with the light microscope. And the base guide for you will be the shape and size of the nucleus, around which, according to the shape and size of the nucleus, you will ultimately imagine the shape and size of the epithelium. Thank you very much for watching this video. Some of you must have not understood still, and I think I should make a very short video on the blackboard while I am drawing and explaining you this important aspect. This important aspect, if you will not understand, you are going to get confused for many weeks in the class, and you will not understand anything. Anyway, okay, so I think I will just make a video tomorrow, okay, on the blackboard, showing all this, okay, by drawing myself all these cells and then explaining it. Thank you very much for watching this video.